Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Jock Talk. Brock here with special guest Jordan Pope. Jordan, how we doing?
I'm doing pretty good, fresh off that fantasy championship win.
Hey,
So thinking what I want to go spend some cash on.
definitely. Matt, unfortunately, cannot be here today, but we have Mr. Poke here filling in for him. He knows his stuff about the Packers. A big Packers fan, Wisconsin fan, as you can see. Rose Bowl. He we're we're high school friends. Hang out all the time, talk all the time, talk Packers, talk sports. We just love sports, and thought this would be a great time to bring in a special guest going into Week 17 against the Bears. We can lock up the 1 seed and knock out the Bears. But first, we're going to take a little rewind and recap that wonderful Packers win over the Titans. Poke, what did you see in that win that really stood out to you?
I mean,
I have a list of things.
yeah, I think just like everybody's been saying, it's the first time we've seen the Packers play a complete game, both sides of the ball, beginning to end. And
Yeah,
I just couldn't take my eyes off the TV during a Packer game for once.
yeah. This was like wasn't really nervous. I mean, going into halftime, they put up that touchdown. Okay, then they came out and had a good drive, and I mean, we gave that Tannehill run right up the middle for 50 yards. I mean, that's the Derrick Henry special for you. Everybody's eyes are on him. So seeing him break that, you'd like to have that tackle. But overall, that game was a great success, not just for the Packers team as a whole, but for individual players going forward. You look at Darnell Savage continuing to have one of his best seasons. Amos having a good year outside of that. Little kept his eyes in the backfield too long and let him just run right by him. But defensively, I think that was probably our most complete game. Offensively, like you said, just a complete game in full. I mean, did we get a couple breaks? Maybe Aaron Jones kind of stepped out of bounds, but we ran right up to the ball, snapped it, didn't allow them to challenge it. So that's everybody's saying, oh, it's all the refs. No, I mean, they had their chance to challenge that. Now the blocked field goal, I don't know if that's offsides. I'll be the first to say
Yeah.
I don't think that was offsides, but everybody gets one call, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, we still won 41 or 40-14, whatever it was. That play doesn't dictate the game, but I mean, because the next play, Aaron Rodgers got sacked. But I think
I mean,
overall,
I think the one thing that I was finally pleased about was really the defense. Is it wasn't just the interior, it wasn't just the secondary. We held Derrick Henry to under 100 yards, and I think the stat I shared with you earlier was Tannehill had 13 incompletions and 10 of them were pass deflections.
that's crazy.
So he thought he saw an open receiver, and our secondary just made plays,
Yeah,
and that was great to see, especially with the playoffs right around the corner here.
yeah. I mean, going on the offensive side, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, and not to mention, I mean, it should be Offensive Player of the Year. Devontae Adams, ridiculous again. You can't guard him with one. You can barely guard him with two. He's a man amongst boys. We always say he's top two and he's not two, and he keeps proving us right every week. But my biggest takeaway from that is we saw our offensive line probably had their best day. We gave up one sack, I believe, early, but Corey Linsley finally being back in that middle really put. Granted, Elton Jenkins, great player, love him. He can play whatever you need him to do, he plays it. But having him back in his guard position, having Corey Linsley back under center, really solidified that line, and they played, like I said, one of their best games of the year. And it ended in the snow.
Yeah, no
So
kidding.
that was the biggest thing. Like, we play in the snow, and
You
nobody
look at
likes
the numbers, you never would have guessed. But
no. That's again, winds were howling, like 20-mile-per-hour winds, and Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers still threw 4 touchdowns. But moving on, Week 17 against the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field. We played them a few weeks ago in Green Bay. I mean, another great game that we love to watch. Always a good game to beat the Bears. But they're on a 3-game win streak. They need this win to get into the playoffs with a little help. But I don't see, looking at this game, I don't see much different. I think the Packers coming off that win against the Titans really made me believe in them that much more, because going into that game, I was not very optimistic about it. I don't know about you, but I thought Derrick Henry was going to have a field day. It was my predictions weren't even close
oh
to
yeah,
what the game was, but
you know,
that yeah.
coming into this Bears one, there's a couple of things that I've heard on the argument of the Bears side that they have a chance, and you know what they bring up, I think they forget, because they think Trubisky, is playing good ball right now, 95-7 or something like that QBR over the last 4 games,
But
which
you look who they
solid
play
numbers.
though.
But look at who they played. It was Lions, Texans, Vikings, Jags.
Yep.
I mean, if our defense is really playing this well right now, as long as we can keep Montgomery quiet, take care of business, it's the Bears. You got to be the Bears.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's going to be the one thing that a lot of people are saying is Bears need this. They're going to be hungry. Packers, they don't really need the game. Are they going to play Aaron Rodgers? Are they going to play Devontae? Are they going to play their stars the whole game? I say absolutely. I think Aaron wants to run up the score. I saw somebody tweeted out. I had to laugh to myself. I was like, Aaron Rodgers is going to go and get 50 touchdowns this week, aka 6. So 6 touchdown passes this week, just to give him the 50 on the year, and then eliminate the Bears, just because. And I loved it. I was like, this is awesome. Like that would put a great ending to this season if he would happen to put up 6 touchdowns. I mean, we've seen him do it. He put up 5 touchdowns in the first quarter or the first half a few years back against the Bears. But you don't want to overlook the Bears again. They have a good defensive line. Akeem Hicks is back. He wasn't playing the previous game that we played him. So him being in the middle is going to be big. It just depends how much he can play, because he is fresh coming back from an injury. So I don't know what his snap count is going to be yet. Mm-hmm. But if we can protect Aaron again, I mean, the way Jonesy and AJ Dillon ran last week, I mean, we looked nearly unstoppable. So
if that's, I mean, I think that was the Dillon, AJ Dillon that we all know or thought he could be. Mm-hmm. And just to start to see that come around, he's running the ball well.
Yep.
Makes you feel good about some off-season decisions coming up also.
Yes. I mean, you look at it, AJ Dillon. The one thing about him, what does he have right now? Fresh legs. Mm-hmm. And you at this point of the season, ain't nobody's fresh. So to have a guy like him with his quads and his just pure strength, it's great to see. I mean, you look at, Jamal's banged up. Aaron Jones was banged up early. It looked like he might not play the rest of the game early in that Titans game, but he came back obviously. But to have AJ Dillon and being that bruiser, I think that I hope that is our 1-2 punch next year with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. I think that would be a force to be reckoned with. You get that thunder and lightning like everybody wants, and that's ultimately what LaFleur wanted when he got here. He wanted what he had when he was in Tennessee, with that fire and the thunder and lightning with Derrick Henry. But Bears, we'd love to beat them. So I think the keys to the game, I mean, we say this every week: protect Aaron. Good things are going to happen. And blitz,
Yep.
blitz the hell out of Mitch Trubisky. That's the one
Which
thing I saw.
Trubisky is going to show up?
Yeah,
Which one?
exactly.
That's the question.
Yeah, if we contain him, if we don't give him confidence on the ground, because when he starts running around and feeling a little more comfortable and like gaining those 5, 6 yards, 10 yards, 15-yard runs, he feels like he can move around. He feels like,
Yeah.
oh, now they're watching me, and it does. The defense starts looking at you, and it opens some windows that he can make throws. But if we play anywhere our defense like we played last week, I think we will be very good. I think we will be sitting in that 1 seed, having a little bye, and just seeing what happens in the first week of the playoffs. But what's your keys to the game, Pope?
The keys is containing Montgomery on defense. if we can keep him in check, put the weight on Trubisky, our secondary is going to take care of business. Offensively, it's scoring on those first couple of drives. That was huge for us against Tennessee. Obviously, you scoring your touchdowns on your first 3 drives, you should win most of your games.
Yeah.
So as we can score 2 touchdowns on our first 4 drives, I think that's going to be key.
Yeah, scoring early has been a recipe that the Packers have had success with all season. I think they haven't scored on the first possession once, twice, maybe twice. I know we had like 10 straight weeks where we scored on our opening possession. I think it was that Jaguars game that we did not score on our first possession, which is baffling looking back at it. But I think we have at least put up points in every possession or first possession of each game. So putting the team, the other team, opposing team in a little behind the 8 ball, really, you go down points. That's you guys not early, but it puts a little bit more pressure on them. So yeah, I definitely agree with scoring the first couple possessions.
If they can feel like they need to match us and get away from that run game early, that's what I'd love to see. Let Trubisky throw it all day long.
Yep, and we know Nagy has not had a very good play calling season. He's given up the play calling. I don't know who's calling the plays anymore. I don't follow the Bears, but I have plenty of Bears friends on Facebook and everything, and they just complain about offensive play calling week in and week out, and then they put up 34 points one week, and they're like, "Oh, finally, Mitchell Trubisky should have been starting him all year." And then watched Mitch come out this week and throw 4 picks.
Yeah.
But I think if we, like you say, if we can contain Montgomery, force Trubisky to beat us, I think we can ride a hot wave into these playoffs. My Packers prediction of the week: I have the Packers winning 38-20. I think it could be a little competitive early. Aaron Rodgers takes over, and our run game takes over late in the game. Aaron Rodgers, I think, has another impressive game. 250-plus yards, 3 touchdowns to just cement his MVP season at 37 years old. Like we talked about earlier, Jonesy and Dillon, I think they rush for 150-plus total yards, 2 touchdowns, and Tay, just being a solid 7 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. And just maybe Tunyon gets a receiving touchdown. I would love to see that add to his total and his snub of being a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
But what you got for the score?
All right, I'm feeling, Packers are going to come out. I think they're going to score early, maybe get up 14-3 or something. But they're going to take that foot off the gas pedal and, dangle that carrot for a while. And they'll take care of business at the end, but 31-24 Packers.
Yeah. That's all that matters is the Packers win at this point. But, I mean, it is the Bears. It's always a close game. It don't matter the record. Don't matter first game, 16th game, playoffs. It don't matter. This game's going to be a great game to watch. We got flex to the 4:25 Eastern, 3:25 Central Time. So the country's watching this game. It's
going to be a good one. It always
is. It is. But I think we hit on it. I know it is obviously Homer picks, but Aaron Rodgers hates the Bears, keeps them out of the playoffs, and everything is right in the world, keeping the Bears out of the playoffs, and don't even tease them with a chance of winning a Lombardi Trophy. They don't deserve one. But that's it for this episode. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're on Spotify. Follow us there. Comment anything you like, anything you don't like. What are your predictions for this game? What are your keys to victory? Are the Packers going to blow them out by more? Is it going to be a 1-point game? Who knows? Let us know.
Blowout.
I'll take the blowout. But I wouldn't be surprised with a Mason Crosby walk-off winner, So, but let us know. Comment if you want to see more of this guy.
Always.
Pope. I mean, he is now the head coach of the Hillsborough Tigers, so maybe bring him around for a coach's corner every now and again.
Hey, you guys can have me on anytime. Love being here.
Hey, that's what we'd like to hear. Like I said, share it, like, comment, do what you got to do. Get us out to everybody. But that being said, guys, go Pack, go.